stars. Didn't even get to bronze.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy DMD, and I'm here with my buddy Michael today, who's going to be bringing us a Fluffal deck profile that he got second with at Locals a few days ago, and I just wanted to bring it to you guys and let you see it because it's spicy. So, Michael, before we start, do you have anything briefly to say about the deck?
Fluffal's best deck.
Okay, Plog, that
Fluffal's
works. Anyway, let's get into the profile.
Alright, so we got 3 Fluffal Penguin. That's the best Fluffal. When he's on the field, you can special summon a Fluffal from your hand, and then when you use him as fusion material for a Fright Fur, he can draw 2 and discard 1. And then we got 2 Fluffal Bear. When you discard it, it sets Toy Vendor, it voids Ash, and yeah, Toy Vendor's the best, so you want that. And also he has an on-field effect. When he's tributed, you can add a poly from your graveyard. I rarely ever use that, but you know, it's there if you need it. Second best Fluffal, Dolphin. I only run 1 just because he's so searchable through Toy Vendor and you know pretty much anything else like Dog or anything like that. When he's summoned, actually on field effect, he activates and he targets a Toy Vendor in your grave, sets it, and then he can send a Fluffal from deck to grave. So you can send Wings to get your full combo from that. 1 Dog. I used to run 3, but he's basically just a Stratos and another Toy Vendor effect. Basically, when he's summoned, either normal or special, you can add a Fluffal or an Edge of Sabers from deck to hand.
So why only 1?
Just because I've gotten ashed on them, impermed, and I usually want to save my normal for the Dolphin.
Okay.
So, and you can get an extra special with Repair, which is later on, but I just like to save my normal for the Dolphin, just because, you know, he's so good.
Fair.
1 Sheep. So basically it's just a free extender. He special summons himself when you have a Fluffal on the field. And he can also bounce back, like either, there's another reason I don't run another Dog is because he can bounce him back, so you can just keep reusing him over and over again. And he also special summons Edge Imp when you do that. And 1 Octopus. When he's summoned, you can add a Edge Imp or a Fluffal from your graveyard to your hand. And then when he's fused off, he can return any 2 monsters from banished to the graveyard. 1 Owl, and when he's summoned, you get a polymerization, and he can also act as a polymerization by paying, I think it's 500 life points. So he's pretty good. And Wings. So this is your Pot of Greed and a Search. When you have Toy Vendor on the field and you have another Fluffal in the grave, you banish him and the other Fluffal. Then you draw 1, you pop your Toy Vendor, draw another card, and then you search off Toy Vendor. So this is amazing. And then you can also, for later, if you ever get into the grind game, which is kind of rare because this deck wants to OTK, you use Octopus to bring him back and then do it all over again. So we're getting to the Edge Imps now. Edge Imp Chain. If you don't know what this card does, I'm surprised because Despia runs it. It gets you a Fright Fur card, which is usually Fright Fur Patchwork. And Patchwork is really good because it adds you Poly and Edge Imp. So they usually just recycle that over and over again. Card you probably haven't seen is Edge Imp Scythe. It's basically a fusion on your opponent's turn. You pitch this in whatever Fluffal name you have, and you can summon any Fright Fur card or any Fright Fur monster during your opponent's turn, during their main phase. Sabers, because we have to. It basically lets you get certain Fright Fur monsters, like some only require Sabers, so. And it can also recycle itself from the grave. Alright, so a little bit of spicy tech. We got 1 Eldritch. He can send your Toy Vendor. He's also a Brand Fusion target, so if you have like a Toy Vendor and you have no way to pop it, you can Brand Fusion, send him off, get Albion, and use him to send Toy Vendor to the grave. Artifact Scythe. If you don't know what this does,
Yeah, I think
I'm
most
surprised.
People, yeah, I think most people know what that does.
So basically we use this with Artifact Dagda, and then use the Edgip Scythe to pop Artifact Scythe. So it's a Scythe lock. And we got one Fallen of Albaz for the branded engine. For hand traps, we're just running 3 Gamma.
And then the one driver.
And the one driver, because you have to. I wouldn't run it if I didn't have to. Alright. Best deck, best card, Toy Vendor. So this is a not once per turn. It's a search when you pop it, or if it just gets sent to the grave at all. And once per turn when it's on the field, you can discard 1, draw 1, and if it's a Fluffal, you can special summon any monster from your hand. Card's amazing. I don't know what else to tell you. 3 Foolish Bale of Goods.
It sends Toy Vendor.
Because it sends Toy Vendor, yep. 3 Patchwork. Again, if you don't know what this does, I'm surprised.
Adds an edge into
Because Despia runs it. So it adds you a poly and an edge it. And you can search it off chain if you pitch it off Toy Vendor. So.
Speaking of Despia.
So yeah. 3 Branded Fusion. I'm actually thinking of cutting this just because it locks you into fusions, and it is really good. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of wearing thin on me right now. It's alright. 3 poly for your patchwork search.
Yeah.
And obviously it's a fusion deck, so you need poly. For Fusion, it's a miracle fusion for Fluffals. You just banish everything from your graveyard and then pop 5 million cards with Tiger. 1 repair. I usually just use the graveyard effect because you can send it off of a Cruel. And it's an extra special summon if you banish it from your grave. The other effect is you can target a Frightfur monster in your graveyard, reshuffle it back in, and then you can special summon a monster from the grave. 1 Royal Penguin's Garden. The card that everyone asks me what the hell this does when I activate it. Basically just gets you a Fluffal Penguin. And then you can also, if you don't have a Toy Vendor to discard your Eldritch, if you end up with it in hand, you can send it as well by just reducing a level of a Fluffal Penguin in your hand. And 1 Called by the Grave because it's Called by the Grave.
Mm-hmm. No.
So we've got 2 Cruel. He's a DPE on your opponent's turn, or just on when he's summoned.
Yeah.
He pops 1 on each field, and then he can send a Frightfur card to gain attack. 1 Kraken. He's a targeted send to the graveyard for your opponent's monsters, so you can out some difficult stuff. And you can attack twice, so usually Cruel and Kraken is game. 1 Sabertooth. He basically is your Monster Reborn for any Frightfur that you use for his fusion summon. And he can also like recycle the Kraken effect. 1 Wolf. This is one that you need Edgem Sabers for. He can attack as many times as you have used materials for it. Tiger is basically the same, except for when he's summoned, he pops as many that you use for his fusion summon.
And for the branded engine, just 2 Albion, the 1 Lubellion, and 1 Mirror Jade, I'm guessing?
Yeah. Because they all go into each other. I run 2 Albion just because I want to send something off of for Mirror Jade effect.
Mm-hmm.
But usually I can't recycle branded fusion, unfortunately. 1 Bahamut Shark.
Mm-hmm. Then 1
Because
Toad.
Penguin and Dolphin
Yep.
is Bahamut Shark, and then you get your Toad.
Hog.
1 Cross Sheep, because it's a fusion deck, play Cross Sheep. 1 Artifact Dagda, the set Scythe. And 1 Appaloosa, which I rarely ever get to go into, but...
Alright, you guys, well that was Michael's Fluffal deck profile. If you guys have any questions or comments or concerns in the comment section below, please let us know. And Michael will be sure to answer those questions if you have them. It's that DMD, and your boy is He out.
Didn't even get to bronze.